Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is the second video that I'm going to post. This one is a Tupac tier list. So, besides Eminem, this is probably actually no, Tupac's my favorite artist overall. Like, just like everyone else, I'm not gonna bring anything to the table of like why I like Tupac. It's the same pretty much as everyone else. Like, he was a really amazing artist. His very heartfelt lyrics, very gritty and sometimes sweet delivery. He was like a jack of all trades rapper, and that's why I liked him a lot. Some tracks could get repetitive from time to time, but overall he was the complete rapper package, I'd say. So I'm making this tier list because just like the Eminem one, I have a few opinions that are a bit different, I think, but like I'll defend them, I'll bat them up, and do something interesting with them. Anyway, let's get right into the video. Alright, so we're gonna start this off with the album that most people would put as number one, but I would disagree, which is All Eyes on Me. Now, most people put this one as a classic. I don't see it as a classic. Now, I'll explain why. Here, I'll put it in great. So this one here is not a classic for me because of one reason and one reason only: the amount of filler on disc 2. Like, disc 1 is god tier, but disc 2 has so much filler in it that it's like hard to listen to, you know? This one has great tracks: Hearts of Men, uh, Got My Mind Made Up, just a bunch of good tracks on disc 1, right? But disc 2 has a lot of like tracks that are not really that good, like Heaven Ain't Hard to Find or Ain't Hard to Find. There's like a lot of tracks that are just like, I don't know, they just don't do much for me, you know? There's also What's Your Phone Number, which I think is a really ugly Tupac song. I never liked that one. Not sure whether that's this one or this two, but not a good song at all. But yeah, the rest of the album's fantastic. It's just that there's a few tracks around that just don't make it great for me. Alright, next one, we're gonna take a look at the second Tupac album, Strictly for My Ninjas. I'll put this at great too. This will change once the other albums come. So this one is the second album right after Tupacalypse Now. It's really good too, but the thing about it that holds it back is the production. And yeah, I can't fault Tupac on that because it was 92, right? But it's just hard to listen to. Like, the raps are good, but like the beat is so primitive that it's like, I don't know. It's hard to listen to the whole way through. It's a great album, but it's not a classic anyway. But there are some good ones. For example, Point the Finger is amazing. Strictly from My M Words, the title track's really good too. What else? There's also the track with Ice Cube. I think uh Ready to Die For or something like that was really good. I remember how that track is, but the title is can't remember. Also, like when he does like the Soulja voice, or that deeper voice, that was really cool too. I always liked that concept. So yeah, it's a good album, just a little bit held back. Alright, next one we have, alright, my controversial take is Tupacalypse Now. Okay, so this one is classic. Classic for me. So this one here may be very like weird, like why would you put this in classic? For me, it's the content matter is so powerful that I just cannot put any album above this in Tupac's, you know. In Tupac's was called um discography. Like, this just, it hits too close to home. It talks about so much like interesting, like real stuff that you cannot just say, nah, this is better than that. Because like All Eyes on Me, yeah, it's great, but for me personally, I'm a person of substance for the most part. So this one just takes the cake above every other Tupac album, you know. This one here, and after this point, this is the only album where like he really like went in terms of like political message. After this, he kind of forgot about it. Like, no, don't be wrong. There a little bit of it everywhere. It's still a bit in every album, but this one here is the only one that like really stuck with it. Like, hey, I'm young. The world's fucked up. Here's my take, and it was really good for his age, 19. It's very impressive. So this album's a classic. This one beats every other Tupac album by far, and even the old style beats on this one, I like them a lot. I don't know why I don't like this one as much as this one in terms of beats, but I don't know. This one just flows better for me than this. I don't know. Except this one did have a few more hits, so I guess if you like the hits more, you'll switch these around. All right, next we have is let's see. I'm gonna change this category. Complete cash grab. All right, this one is Tupac's Life. I'm gonna put this one right here. Now, I know there's like 4 free good tracks on here. As Soon as I Get Home is amazing, and Don't Stop with the Outlaws is pretty good. But oh yeah, and Scared Straight. If you guys never heard Scared Straight, it's off the Japanese version of the Tupacalypse Pac's Life album. That was really good. But besides those three tracks, this album is complete crap. The beats are bad. The guests are garbage. Now, when Tupac has a verse or the chorus, he shines, of course. Like there's very few Tupac songs or verses where he's garbage. This album doesn't have any bad verses, but like everything around him is just trash. Besides those three songs, you know. What's next is okay too. I guess the guesses aren't bad. It just doesn't fit with him because like Tupac's lyrics always so like literate and poetic or like thuggish, but like not thuggish in the sense of like like 2006. 2006 was like really glitzy rap beats, and he just doesn't fit on that because he's from a different era. So this one just didn't make sense. It just sounded like so weird to listen to. Like, you couldn't listen to this one. I couldn't listen to one all the way through. I listened to this album like once all the way through, and I just couldn't after that. I tried to, but like, and then the worst part about it is like two tracks of like two versions of it. So like four tracks are literally just remixes. So it just makes the album like weird. You listen to one track and then you hear the same track a second time, and you hear another track and you hear the same track a second time. It's like what the fuck? So it's very obvious at this point they didn't have enough material. Weird part though is they say there's not like 4 albums worth of material left, and I hope we hear it soon. But yeah, this is awful. This album was not recommended for anyone. Alright, now on the flip side, we have Are You Still Down, which is easily the best posthumous Tupac album. This is the last album that I can say felt like Pac that he ever released. They released. This one felt like, sure, it's different, taken from different like eras, but like the beats are mostly untouched. The subject matter feels very Pac. It's really good, and also no new guests, only the guests that were listening on the album. So it really feels like a Pac album. Reason why I wouldn't put this one higher than All Eyes on Me, honestly, because I'm gonna be honest, I prefer Are You Still Down to All Eyes on Me. Sue me, but I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to get fucking killed in the next hour or so. But overall, this one's like great too. I'd like to put it classic, but nah, I couldn't dare do that. But this is fire. This album, Open Fire is really good. Are You Still Down is really good. Hellraiser is amazing. Hellraiser. I can't sing it all, but yeah, that's really good too. So this album's really good, and also it's 2 discs long. So yeah, and there's very little filler on this thing as well. It doesn't feel bad. There's like only one track that I would skip over, which is Fuck All Y'all, because the beat on that thing is ugly. Like, ugh, the lyrics are fine, but the beat is just unlistenable. The rest of the album was pretty good. Also, When I Get Free, the second version's fucking great. When I get free, motherfuckers better watch this. That was amazing. All right, next we have Loyal to the Game. Now I love Eminem, but yeah, Eminem and Pac don't fit. Like I could honestly, like I don't think Eminem and Tupac, even if Pac was alive, I don't think they'd ever collaborate because the beats that he's putting out this time just don't fit Pac. Eminem's great on his own. I mean, not anymore, but at the time he was still pretty good. But the beats around that time plus Tupac, and then the weird thing he did was cool with like taking vocals, speeding them up or slowing them down and shit like that just made this feel awkward. Now it's better than Pac's Life because at least this one, like the guests aren't shit. Like the guests actually do a good job. But Pac's voice is just so fucked up and the beats are so weird that it's like hard to recommend this album. It's good, but yeah, it's just average because of the weird voices, but there's some tracks here that are just amazing. Like for example, Ghetto Gospel's good, even though his voice is weird. Black Cotton hits hard. Soldier's good too with the beat. It's just his voice that makes it hard to listen to. But if it wasn't for the voice, this would be in a good or the great category. So it's a shame, but hey, it is what it is. Alright, the one that after he died, this is the second classic he's got. This one was great, Machiavelli. The raw anger on this album was not heard on any other album. This is the one that you really like. You know what? Fuck everything. And it's lovely. It really is. And also, this one kind of signaled like a return to form. It's nearly as good as this one in terms of like the subject matter. He talks more about politics, more about, but also it feels more gritty, just like this one. It feels like more like it's like a return to roots almost. But like here he's a lot more angry, so it's a really good album as well. My First Reply, Me and My Girlfriend, White Man's World, my favorite Tupac song ever. So yeah, really good. Then we have another classic. Me Against the World. Nothing here to say. This album is great. I wouldn't put it as high up this one because the subject matter is not that great, but this album is fantastic. It's really good. Not much to say on that one, honestly. Now, for the next two ones, Better Days and Until the End of Time. Okay, so Better Days is a great one too. It's another great album. Good beats. The beats are updated, but they're not like obnoxiously updated or anything. They're just updated enough to keep it interesting, but it's still a good album. What else? It's pretty good. The only thing about it is that sometimes there's some tracks that are not great. For example, Never Be Peace, the beat is shit. Like, it's just really bad. What else? We also have the track with Trick Trick. What's it called again? Oh, Still Ballin'. That was okay too, but Trick Trick just doesn't fit. And the beat's like too like glitzy for Tupac. So yeah, that didn't work out either. But still pretty good solid album. Not much to say about this one. Okay, and the last one, and the only good one, is Until the End of Time. Now, unlike these seem very familiar, but this one, suffers the same issue as All Eyes on Me. The filler on this thing is ridiculous. And some of the beats do not fit with Pac whatsoever. However, there's some good tracks on there. M.O.B., the beat is like weird, like wah, wah, but it fits really well. Ballad of a Dead Soldier, the title track, Fuck Friends, is really good too. This is a good album. It's just that there's a lot of filler on here, and some of the beats. Also, one of them, like the beat doesn't even fit. What's it called? Oh yeah, Everything They Owe, or Everything We Owe. That one is so weird because like the beat, like Pac is off beat the whole track, so you can't listen to it at all. I don't know who enjoys that track. I haven't met anyone who's like, YouTube comments say it's fire, but it's complete trash how they remixed it. So yeah. So there you go. There's my 2-part tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And starting from today, there's going to be some more interesting content, hopefully. And yeah, take care.